Hi guys, my name is Reggie, this is Richard, and in this video we're going to show you how to make scrambled eggs. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're here in Milan in the research and development laboratory of Labo Cosmetica, and it's my honor and Richard's honor to show you guys the new revolutionary product, Derma Sealant. Now, Richard asked me, Reggie, if you would like to treat leather, or you would like to care for leather, what would you like to make the leather do? Or what would you ask from your protection? Now, I took a while to make some points I would like for my leather care. Now, I took the liberty of writing some stuff down for the question Richard asked me. So I would like for my leather products to have abrasive, friction, protection, UV protection, color exchange protection. I would like to be protected against bacteria, mold. I'd like to be suitable for application in warm temperatures and cold temperatures. Of course, it needs to be stain resistant. It needs to be self-curing. I want a physical barrier because I need duration. It needs to be hydrophobic. It needs to have a pleasant scent. It needs to be durable, and it needs to keep it natural. I mean the softness, and of course that the leather can breathe. Now, Richard asked me, which of these products, can you name a product that has all these qualities? And he said, and of course I said no. And then Richard said, but I do. Now, little did I know, for everybody that ever seen the series of Breaking Bad, that Walter White has a nephew, and he's Italian, and he's called Richard White. And Richard is going to show us everything about Derma Sealant. Now, of course, to make the reference back to Breaking Bad, if this is the master chef, that means I'm Jesse, and I don't know nothing. So, Richard, can you please explain to me what's going on here?
We run a wet rub fastness test called VESBIC. It's a device that produces scratches. You have 1 kilogram weight that press over the surface and count the number of cycles, scratching cycles. So every round is one cycle. So we run a lot of cycles and to evaluate the physical and physical resistance in this case, of course.
Oh, so you're creating like a situation of natural wear down.
Yeah, I sit down on my seat 500 times, so it resists a lot of months on your automotive leather seat.
Wow.
Months, exactly.
Impressive. Now I see 3 patches of leather. Which one is from Labo Cosmetica?
So, this is the untreated specimen. These numbers mean that this is the worst strike. Okay.
One is bad.
One is bad, very bad products. No chemical and physical resistance. And 2 quite bad. 5 is very good performance. Means very good performances. These other numbers mean that is the count of the number of cycles. So 300 times this pad scratches the surfaces 300 times, 500 times in a water mixture, only water, soaked in water, and the third one has been soaked in a mixture of ethanol and water, and we run 50 cycles. So chemical and physical performances.
And how did the competitor do?
We compared with visual evaluation and using a numerical evaluation from 1 to 5.
And are
and we can see the color transfer on the pad soaked with water. So if the pad is white with the best performances, of course this is pink because ethanol was a pink ethanol, and become brown, or the color of the leather in this case maybe can become black, of course, and we can evaluate the color transfer protection.
Cool. Now, what kind of results did the leading competitor have in order to do the scratch test?
Yeah, to give the number, the evaluation number, we used an evaluation table. So the number 5 is the white color, very white, pure white. So this is best. When the pad becomes darker and darker, I decrease the evaluation. So until from 5, the best one, to 1. So the 5 is very white, and 1 is very the color has been transferred from the specimen to the pad.
Okay.
So it will become darker and darker. In this case, or more brown.
Yes,
of course. If we have black leather or red leather, it will become more red, dark red. One evaluation equal 1, and white evaluation number 5 for the best product.
And how did Labo Cosmetica's Derma Sealant do?
So this specimen has been treated with Derma Sealant. So you can see number 5, it's completely white. Perfect. No color transfer.
Perfect.
After 300 cycles.
Amazing.
After 300 cycles of water and 50 cycles of mixture of ethanol and water. So it's completely soft touch has been maintained. Okay. The pattern of the specimen is original, has the original look and touch, and no color transfer. In this case, we treated with our benchmark, well known on the market, and you can see, okay, the difference between the white pad and the very brown, dark brown pad. So it means that the color has been transferred to the pad.
Very impressive.
Yes. That means protections,
yeah.
Physical protection, and with ethanol, chemical protection too. So you know, Reggie, which one is the untreated specimen?
No.
Is the second one. You know why? Because some competitors' products decrease the amount of protection layer on the leather. Instead, Derma Sealant is the best one, so improve the physical and chemical resistance on leather. You can see, Reggie, this one is the untreated specimen and is better than this specimen treated with a competitor product. The second, which is untreated, has ranked better than the specimen treated with the competitor's products. Reggie, why it happens? It happens because many products on the market decrease the performances of the leather surfaces, removing the protective layer that is already on the leather. Okay, so instead with Derma Sealant we don't use solvent or solvent-based coating. We avoid this technology, but we increase the hydrophobic leather surface, overlaying another protective layer. Instead, other products decrease the performances of the coated leather and decreasing, of course, or increasing in this case the color transfers. Maybe they use solvents, I don't know, or other raw materials not right for this application. But that's the real results on Veslick and Taber tests.
Impressive.
So that's the second standard test we use to compare our products to the benchmark. This is then treated specimen, and these two are treated with the Derma Sealant and the benchmark.
You can clearly see here the exchange and the friction and the damage.
Different kind of shape of specimen.
Yes.
That's called Abrasion Taber test.
Yes.
Taber is the name of the device you have to use to run this kind of test. It's composed of two abrasion wheels that runs do a lot of cycles on the specimens, and in this case 1000 cycles with these two abrasion wheels over the specimen. And at the end we can evaluate with the weight loss difference before and after the treatment, the weight loss, so you can evaluate the physical protection, the abrasion resistance and protection. Reggie, we focused our test only on sealants. We have chosen after long selection
from 8 sealants products available on the market, we choose the top 3 products, and we avoided to test the coatings, not because they are worse, but because they change the soft touch of the leather. They have good properties of physical resistance, but they change the soft touch. Instead, the sealants are like Derma. Sealants has good quality performances in terms of hydrophobic and chemical resistance, and of course keep the surface the natural original soft touch. As you can see on this luxury leather red, the touch is very soft. We choose sealants for these reasons. A lot of coatings we test change. They have good resistance, but they change the touch of the real leather. We can see the untreated leather. Look at Reggie. Look at these streaks.
Whoa!
Okay, the circle on the leather is the wheels that abraded the surface and removed the color, and the physical pattern of the leather has been removed from the abrasion. Instead, with the specimen treated with Derma sealant, you can see, of course, the brown pigment is still on the surface. Okay, look at the difference. Then we compared our Derma sealant with other 3 top best performance products available on the market. You can see Derma sealant is the best abrasion resistance product. The products of the competitors produce similar results of the untreated surfaces. So Eggy, summing up all the wonderful performance of our Derma sealant.
Yes, please.
We have a chemical protection with hydrophobic performances, and we can use Derma Cleaner 1-to-1 to maintain clean, of course, our seats. And Derma sealant is resistant to the chemical agents. Also, we have physical protection, physical barrier to protect from colon transfer. All the tests we run are done by, of course, run from control quality leather industry, automotive sector, and these are real tests that they run all, of course, leather seats. What we had, what's new inside Derma sealants? We added an antimicrobial protection, not only for the treated surfaces, okay, but for all the interior environment. This is an antimicrobial protection against bacteria, fungi, microorganisms, algae. It's a quaternary layer, and bacteria are attracted to the layer, quaternary layer. It's a cationic, like a cactus, okay? And bacteria, after the attraction, dead on the surface. And you can clean them away with our Derma cleaner. In the real life, it means the durability of this barrier is almost 4 months, and depend, of course, how many times you use the car, how is the amount of contaminants agents inside your car, of course, keep it clean well to avoid more contaminations. So another top property of Derma sealant which is based on self-fast curing technology. Derma sealant achieves 70% of curing after only 30 minutes, also at very low temperature and in cold conditions. That is very important because a lot of products on market need 24 or 36 hours of curing time after the application. For these reasons, our CEO focused our efforts on this very technology development, which you will hear about very soon. To complete all the tests on different kinds of leather, of course. Oh. So luxury leather cover maybe 5-10% of the automotive market, of course.
Still you need
very high quality leather. Let me say one last thing. Some products tend to modify the natural look of the treated surfaces. So what's more, the challenge was to merge all the previous top properties in one single product. a sealant capable of not changing the natural look finish of the treated leather surfaces.
What kind of hydrophobic qualities does this product have?
Yeah, as I told you before, the Derma sealant protects the leather, the surfaces with the physical barrier and with the chemical barriers.
Okay.
So we developed the product to create a super hydrophobic effect, so we can achieve a very high contact angle.
Okay.
So the contact angle means that bigger is the contact angle, more hydrophobic power has our product.
So 10 is a little,
yes,
and 110 is...
0 is a very not hydrophobic, hydrophilic.
Okay.
So, and we achieve 120, more than 120 degrees of contact angle. So you can create a very spherical drop,
yes,
water drop. So it means that the hydrophobic effect is very strong. Yes, so we evaluate the hydrophobic effect of the benchmark and untreated leather and Derma sealant of both kind of leather. So on exclusive full grain leather type,
yes,
and on pigmented automotive leather. Okay, so we can see that the contact angle is bigger than 120 degrees.
Wow.
So that means we achieve a very hydrophobic, super hydrophobic effect. So you can see the benchmark achieve 110, 112 degrees. At the same as well as on very exclusive full grain leather, we achieve the same contact angle, 120 degrees. So you can apply that. What does it mean? It means that you can apply the Derma sealant on all kinds of leather surfaces.
So we have an all-round leather super hydrophobic protection.
Yeah, exactly.
Very impressive. Now my demand was as well that I needed to be protected against bacteria and mold. And Richard explained to me something about the active quaternary layer. So Richard, please, for my simple mind, can you explain how did you test that?
Derma sealant protects the surface producing an active quaternary layer. This special polymer matrix protects the surface against microorganisms, fungi, algae, like a moth to a lamp, or mosquitoes with the flying paper. So to explain, to show you how we run the test and explain the special perk of the product, we run a test with cheese.
With cheese?
Yes, in a closed box, a closed container, glass container. And we run the test, one container protected with automotive treated leather and another container untreated. So we compared the activity, the physical protection against fungi, algae, and microorganisms in a closed container to reproduce the cockpit environment.
Okay.
Yes, the same concept.
Awesome. Now, of course, there was a pre-recorded test to emphasize the results of that test.
Let's play.
And we see the initiation of the test with Derma sealant on a small piece of leather. Product's getting sprayed into the leather. Dapping with a microfiber towel, getting it in a container. In this case, a glass jar. Putting in a piece of cheese in an empty glass jar and the treated piece of leather into a piece of cheese. We got a starting date. 24th of March. Day 1. Now, after 24 hours, nothing very exciting happening so far. The cheese still looks natural. Ooh. After 4 days, you can already see a considerable difference between where the treated leather is in and in the empty jar with only the cheese. Please note that it's like a flypaper. After 6 days, the empty, untreated jar looks like a mushroom factory instead of the other treated with Derma sealant. As you can see, the product has not been applied on the cheese. After 7 days, The jar with only cheese in it does not look like cheese anymore. And still, the Derma sealant treated piece of leather jar is still looking a lot better. Here you can see the glass contamination starting. Now looking not only at the cheese in the empty bottle, in day number 9, we can see that the jar on the side of it is already collecting some fungus or what of some kind. And we see in the jar with the Derma sealant treated piece of leather that the jar is completely clean. That means the complete environment in the inside of the car is protected against mold and bacteria and fungi. Here you can see the glass contamination starting. Day number 10, I'm trying to keep my food in because when I'm looking at the jar with only the cheese in it, I'm starting to lose my lunch. On the other hand, the treated jar is still looking considerably better. Guys, looking at this test is impressive, Richard. Unbelievable, mind-blowing results.
Thanks a lot.
And now it gets ready for some application.